All right, you guys, I'm back again. Now I want to talk to you about zip codes and abbreviating the state that you live in. Let me explain it to you real quick. I live in California. When you use your capitalization name and that you live at 2242 Spring Road, Los Angeles, California, and you put CA 90005. Okay, that is indicating that you live in a federal zone and places you under IRS jurisdiction. Okay, 1963 zip code started. Prior to that, all you would ever do was just write out the name of your state, or most of the, like all four letters. Somewhere around that time, the U.S. government came to all the states and said to them, look, we want to make things easier for you. Always be suspicious when the government comes to you and say, we want to help you or make things easier for you, right? Okay. Do you understand what zip code stands for? Zip code stands for Zoning Improvement Plan. Okay? And so what they've done is and I'm not going to get all into it on this, but it deals with sovereign citizenship and you not being a U.S. citizen and being a sovereign state citizen of whatever republic, Illinois Republic, California Republic, etc., that you are domiciled in. Okay? So, real simple, that's what it's for, and that's what they've done. So, what they said was, if you abbreviate with our abbreviation, AZ for Arizona, instead of writing ARIZ, ONIA, or the whole state name, or the most of it. If you abbreviate with just the first two, you are then compelled to use a zip code. Okay? But if you spell it out, there's no need. And in what we call the sovereign movement over the years, we used to just spell like care of blah 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 California Republic with no zip code. And I actually did that for years and got my mail fine. Never had a problem. Only from obviously government institutions or businesses or banks or whatever, because they don't want you to know this stuff, so they're not gonna adhere to that. But family or friends or certain businesses and stuff like that weren't government, they would. Okay? So let me read this to you quickly, a little bit about this. This is actually a letter from from the sovereign movement that I've been a part of over the years, or used to be. This was a letter written to like people or government or businesses, institutions that refuse to change the zip codes or whatever. It says, please be informed that I do not live in a federal zip area with the zoning improvement plan. I live in the Republic of California, one of the freely associated compact states as defined in 28 United States Code 297. The use of a zip code is prima facie evidence of U.S. citizenship under the so-called 14th Amendment and martial law rule. I am not a U.S. citizen living in a federal territory as a subject of the District of Columbia ruled under martial law, nor do I live in a regional district of the one world government as evidenced by the use of the zip code. Any mail improperly addressed to me other than listed below will be returned unopened, as it is a crime to open someone else's mail. The zip code is voluntary and no one can compel me to use a zip code. Domestic Mail Service Regulation, Section 122.32, Public Law 91-375. If you continue to insist on using a zip code, implying that I am not a citizen of California, I shall be forced to utilize the law to correct the situation. I hope that this will not be necessary, as this situation should be resolved in a friendly manner, not through the courts. Thanking you in advance. That's just a letter format that was used in trying to correct the situation of government entities and etc. using that. Okay, so the way we do it now to show that you're not in a federal region or federal territory of the United States government or IRS jurisdiction is that you spell your name, first letter obviously in uppercase, and rest in lowercase, and last name same thing, uppercase, first letter in lowercase. Well, you could say care of, C/O, or just your name or your address. Los Angeles, spell it all the way out, California, or you can do it short abbreviation, which is CALIF. Because the reason why they got you to use that two abbreviations is because some people write sloppy. So some people, how many people's I's look like T's, or L's look like I's, and etc. So that's why they use the zip code, so that they could distinguish the difference. But if you just spelled out the whole state, there's not going to be any misunderstanding as to what state. Massachusetts sure does not look like Maine or Michigan or whatever. So that was the whole trick. But we use brackets around. If you want to use the zip code, we just simply put brackets around it, so that way it denotes who we are. Or you could write postal code, I forget what you call it, the asterisk dot in your zip code. Now, typically in the zip code directory, it'll tell you that the first digit of your zip code is a federal region in which you reside. If you use, for example, AZ for Arizona, you cannot use the state constitution to protect you because you did not identify your state lawfully. You use the zip code, which identifies which federal region you live in, and Congress may rule directly over federal regions, but it cannot rule over the citizens of any state. So that's the whole thing on that. It's brilliant in a way, the way that these quote-unquote masterminds came up with all this stuff, and the way that they're using it to enslave us, but it also is very sinister, disgusting, and sickens me also too, the fact that this has happened. But I'm doing all of these videos to serve notice to those in power out there that I know what's going on. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I know what you're a part of. And it's time the rest of all of us wake up and start to smell the coffee and go and get your coffee. Get back your rights. Because I can't do this alone. I can't do it with 100,000 people or even 1 million, maybe not even 10. It's going to take a whole lot of us to stand up for our rights and stand up for what we believe in to get this situation rectified. I do believe that the tides are turning, and I just want to educate you with every bit of information that I have, so that you are able to arm yourselves properly and very well, so that when it comes time to fight, you have the proper equipment to fight back. Alright? Continue to look for more videos coming up. I'm trying to get as many different subjects out there, things that I'm into and think about or am a part of. And thank you for your comments out there, to those who comment positively. You can say something negatively too, but it just tells me who you are. I'm only out there trying to help and trying to free us all from this enslavement that we've all been, tricked into over the last really hardcore 100 years. Since basically the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. All right, thanks once again, and see you soon.